Hold on to your hats, folks, because 2023 might just be the year that the real estate market finally corrects itself. That's right, after 2 years of pandemic pandemonium with home prices shooting up faster than a rocket ship, it looks like the party might be coming to an end. I'm Keith Raven, and in this video, we're going to discuss what you're going to need to know when buying a home in 2023. But first, will you please like and subscribe, and when you have a question, go ahead and put it in the comments below, and I'll try to answer it in another video. Last year, things started to cool down faster than a snowman in a sauna. Inflation and interest rates were slowing down sales. And just like that, the bidding wars were over, the inventory shortages vanished, and the prices stopped soaring into the stratosphere. It's a bit of a bummer, sure, but maybe it's time for the real estate market to take a breath. After all, we can't keep this breakneck pace up forever. Plus, maybe now you won't have to fight tooth and nail while buying a home in 2023. Sellers are still coming out on top in many areas because in many areas, houses are still as rare as a unicorn sighting. But don't worry, we're not expecting a dramatic crash in home prices or values. It's more like a housing market has put on its slippers, grabbed a cup of tea, and settled down for a nice, calm evening. For those that are planning to buy a home in 2023, housing experts are predicting a shift towards a more balanced market, which is great news for first-time home buyers. But whether you're a home buyer or a seller, one thing's for sure, buying a house in 2023 can and will be a roller coaster of emotions. Before you dive into the world of home buying, keep watching this video to make sure you understand all the ins and outs. It'll give you the power to make smart decisions for your family and your wallet. Before we get to the first 5 steps of buying a home, there are 3 questions you should answer first to see if buying a home is right for you. After all, not everyone is meant to buy a home. First, figure out why you want to buy a house in 2023. Do you want to settle down and start a family? Or do you just really like the idea of being able to paint the walls whatever color you want? Whatever the reason, make sure it's a good one for you and your family. Next, let's talk about money. You can't just waltz into a housing market without a plan. Do you have enough saved up for a down payment? Would it make more sense to rent for a little while longer? Do you need to keep saving? These are all questions you should be asking yourself first before you start looking for a home. Let's move on to responsibility. Owning a home is like having a pet. You have to feed it, take care of it, and clean up after it. Are you ready for that kind of commitment? So you've thought about it and you've made the decision to take the plunge and begin your journey toward buying a home in 2023. To get started, it's important to know the necessary steps to take and in what order to take them. So grab a pen and paper and let's make sure you're on the right track. Step number 1, check your credit score. If you're planning to buy a house, it's important to know what kind of financing options you have. And guess what? Your credit score is like the report card that lenders use to see if you're a financially responsible human being. The higher the score, the more confident the lenders will be in giving you a mortgage with good terms and rates. Here's how you can do that. Get your credit report and score from each of the 3 major credit reporting agencies: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can get these for free once a year. It's like trick-or-treating, but instead of candy, you get your credit report. Your bank or your credit card company might also offer free access to your score or credit report, so check with them as well. Remember that your credit score will affect your mortgage interest rate, monthly payments, and total interest. So try to maintain a good score to save yourself some dough. You can also get your free credit report from annualcreditreport.com. But don't forget to check for any mistakes. If you find any, contact each agency and report the error. Moving on to step number 2, creating a housing budget. Be smart when buying a home in 2023. Don't break the bank or the scale. Buying a new home is exciting, but let's be real, it can also be scary, especially when it comes to figuring out the finances. Don't go broke. It's important to set a realistic budget for your new home. You don't want to end up living in a cardboard box or eating ramen noodles for the next 30 years. So make sure you factor in all the expenses, including the ones you tend to forget, like the cost of a new roof, a new furnace and air conditioner, the monthly homeowners association fees, and the prices of all those fancy throw pillows you want to put in your new living room. Save those pennies. Saving for a down payment on a new home is essential. You don't want to be the person who has to sell a kidney to make a mortgage payment. So make sure you set aside enough money for the down payment, plus a little extra for those unexpected expenses that'll happen later on in the year. Balance your budget after you've figured out your loan amount, down payment, and expenses. It's time to see if you can handle the monthly mortgage payment. You don't want to be that person who has to choose between eating or paying the mortgage. So make sure you can balance the mortgage with your other bills like utilities, groceries, and your important Netflix subscription. Now that you know the ins and outs of creating a housing budget, you're ready to take on the world of real estate. Let's move on to step number 3, down payments. I did an entire video on down payment and closing costs. When you have time, go back and check that out. To avoid paying private mortgage insurance, otherwise known as PMI, you got to put down at least 20% of the home's purchase price. If you can't, that's fine. The average down payment in 2022 was 7%. Almost all lenders offer mortgages with less than 20% down, but be prepared to pay a higher interest rate and PMI. Do some research on the down payment requirements for the loan you want so you know exactly how much you need to save. If you have a friend, relative, or a sugar daddy who wants to provide a down payment gift, make sure to secure a gift letter from them well in advance. Be sure to talk to them and talk to your local lender when needing gifting money. If you don't have much saved for a down payment, consider options backed by the federal government. FHA loans insured by the Federal Housing Administration require just 3.5% down, while VA loans and USDA loans have no down payment requirements. Conventional loans backed by Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac require just 3% down. Don't let your dreams be dreams, but also don't put yourself in a position where you can't afford to pay your mortgage. Look into a local or state first-time homebuyers assistance program to help with closing costs or your down payment. Again, I have an entire video on down payment, so check that out in the future. Step number 4, shop around for a local lender. It's recommended to speak to at least 3 local lenders or a mortgage broker to get a better sense of the different interest rates available. Don't settle for just any rate, as finding the lowest one can save you big bucks in the long run. You can even sign up for a bank rate account to stay on top of daily rate trends. Remember to work with a knowledgeable mortgage lender who can guide you through the entire process from start to finish. Ask lots of questions and don't be afraid to bring up any first-time home buyer programs or other incentives that might be available to help you. I would also recommend choosing a lender that has great communication. Nothing is more frustrating than when you need an answer quickly and you can't get them to respond because it's the weekend. Step 5, find yourself a real estate agent. You can't do it alone. Let's face it, house hunting is tough. You've got to find the perfect balance of affordability, location, and comfort. An experienced real estate agent can save you from all that trouble by helping you navigate through the market and by negotiating with the seller on your behalf. The first thing you need to do is contact several real estate agents and arrange a meeting to discuss your needs. But don't just hire the first agent you come across. You need someone with a bit of charm and a whole lot of knowledge who can help tell you if your budget is realistic or not, and who can point you in the right direction if you're not quite sure where to start. Before you sign on with an agent, make sure they have a good track record, know the neighborhoods that you're interested in, and aren't already overbooked with other clients. Oh, and don't forget, they can refer you to other professionals like home inspectors, lenders, and appraisers, but you should still shop around to make sure you're getting the best deal. Buying a home in 2023 will be an exciting journey that may have you asking, why did I choose to do this? And is it too late to back out now? But don't worry, with a little bit of knowledge and help from your real estate agent and local mortgage lender, you'll be a homeowner in 2023. In summary, to get started, work on saving for a down payment and fixing your credit. It may not be as fun as binge watching Netflix, but it'll pay off in the long run. Then find a trustworthy real estate agent who knows the market like the back of their hand. Don't settle for an agent who doesn't have time for you. You want someone who will hold your hand throughout the process and who won't ghost you like a bad Tinder date. Find a local lender that communicates well and can help guide you through the ins and outs of the lending process. Your real estate agent and lender are the two pieces of the pie that will help you hit your real estate goals. With a solid foundation, you'll be unlocking the door to your new home before you know it. Thank you for watching, and I'd really appreciate it if you would hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. I'll see you on the next video.